Hey guys, what we're going to work on today is learning about the order of operations. Now, the order of operations basically says that there's a set way that we have to do problems. If I have this problem, 2 plus 3 times 5 to the second power, there's a certain order that I must work through. And so we're going to learn about the order of operations, but before we do, we need to learn about what this thing is right here. And if you remember, I said 5 to the second power. So we also call that 5 squared. So we have to start here before we can even get into all of the rules of the order of operations. What we have to look at is the fact that when I said 5 to the second power, that actually is called exponential notation. That's writing a number in the form of exponents. Whenever we look at this particular exponential notation, the number 5 we call the base. It's the number we're basing our work on. It's the number we're starting with. The 2 is called the exponent. And that tells us how many times we're going to multiply the base times itself. So the base is the only number you're actually going to be dealing with. So 5 to the second power is actually 5 times itself, and we're going to do it 2 times. So 5 times 5. 5 to the second power is 5 times 5. 5 times 5 we can solve is 25. So anytime you see 5 to the second power, it's always 5 times 5. That's what it tells you to do. It's like a problem, and the answer is 25. If I have the number 3 to the second power, 3 is my base, so it's going to be 3 times itself twice. So this is a problem that really says, hey, we're just going to do this times itself, and that answer is 9. Now, exponents aren't always with a little 2. Sometimes they have a little 3 or any other number. So if I have this number, 2 to the third power, 2 is my base, so it's going to be 2 times something, 2 times itself, 3 times. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. So we can solve this exponential notation problem, 2 to the third power, as 2 times 2 times 2, which equals 8. I could do 3 to the third power. 3 is my base. 3 times 3 times 3. 3 times itself, and we're going to do it 3 times. 3 times 3 is 9. 9 times 3 is 27. I could do things to the 4th, 5th, 6th, any power. For right now, we're really just going to stick with probably to the second power and to the third power. Whenever we have something to the second power, we also sometimes call that squared, because 4 to the second power is 4 times 4, which is 16. Well, 4 squared, the reason why we call it squared is because that's the same as doing 4 this way and 4 this way. And what shape did we make? We made a square. How many little dots are there? Well, 4 times 4 is 16. So anytime we have something to the second power, a lot of times we'll say it's squared. If we have something to the third power, we would say it's cubed. So if I had 4 to the third power, it would actually be 4 times 4 times 4, which would be 16 times 4. 16 times 4 is 64. So it would actually be, if I were going to make a cube, and let me do this a little better, and connect those, okay? This would be 4 times